Kanye is out here confessing that they sacrificed his mom, and he's
like, nobody is God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Does he say that? He goes on to label or put up other people's names of who lost their child or lost a parent or something.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing.
But he gives absolutely no explanation for this rant or for these things that he said on this thing. But hey, maybe if I lose 500 million worth of valuation, I might also come to such conclusions. But on this particular video, I wanted to talk about that particular subject on what he said. It's the actuality show with the daily Christian commentary videos. Now, yesterday we made a video talking about one particular Christian commentator who made claims that someone had sacrificed their child by the name of Davido, who is a musician. Now on this video we are dealing with someone, and on that video I said something that kind of fits within making this particular comment. On that video I said there are people that have openly confessed that they have had dealings with the devil to when it comes to their career in the industry. Now, when I said that, I made an example with Katy Perry. I'm going to show you those clips in this video, but I wanted us to talk about Kanye a little bit. Kanye says this, says his mother was sacrificed. Now, he doesn't imply knowing about it. In that video, you will remember we spoke about that just coming out and saying that they made a sacrifice without your knowledge, it's a bit weird. How does it further your career when you don't know about it? Doesn't make sense. This particular claim that yeah, they do this for control. He said,
right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize.
That's what he says in that video. He says they do this to control these people. But then in the earlier parts of that video, the same video, if you go and look at the longer version of the video, he then says that they do this for control. But then he then implies that these other people can't talk because there is murder attached to them. And
then, you know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozy, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want.
That entire hajez which he's saying over there aside, if you think of Kanye's career, the music career that is, in one of his first one, you know, the Young and Restless, which is Jesus Walks. I was a big fan, by the way. When he did Jesus Walk, Kanye West says this particular line. Kanye could be heard saying, you know, saying to his mother, you know, I'll be gone till November, and then his mother passes away in November. Maybe you're letting off less than what you actually know. You can just alert us, you know. Don't give us half-truths, don't give us quarter truths. But as I said, when a person loses $500 million worth of valuation, hey, all kinds of things can be said. And funny is this, in that particular time when his mother was on thingy, when his mother passed, he was not there. He was genuinely gone till November. And so he was not there. And so very interesting. He should also identify to us his involvement, because Kanye at one particular concert claimed that he had sold his soul. This video.
Well, they scared to lose their record deal. I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. Lisa came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
That was a line you said. That was something that you said. So you are the one who said you'll be gone till November, and by the time your mom passed away, you tell us what you knew. Were you not told anything? They just did it to you, and you did, yet it was meant to favor your career. That's a bit weird. And then when you said in that same song that you hope that your feet don't fail you in Jesus Walks, and then later on, I think it was in Love Lockdown, the song, where he claims that he is falling head over thingy, and then he shows a particular lady falling over into the ditch, almost implying the very same line that he had just said, that he had sold his soul. So how far did you know when you said those things? Kind of give details. Don't give half truth. Don't give quarter truth. Give the entire thing. Because if you go back to the Katy Perry example that I said,
never saw any music videos or anything, unfortunately. But I remember bringing it home. It was kind of like an almost famous moment. Like I had to smuggle it in my knapsack, going directly into my room, and then pulling it out. And as I was pulling out the CD, well, needless to say, sold my soul.
And that was the first time. And then there is a clip also that shows she had said it also in a different interview. I only knew of one, but while I was doing a bit of research back into this video, I actually found there was a second clip actually that she had actually made thingy. And remember, she was a Christian musician, and she said this twice, kind of.
Now, but didn't you release a CD like almost 10 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I released a gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music,
Yeah.
but it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul.
So it's kind of like her coming out and saying, you know what, they sold my soul, or they did something in order to get me involved, and not say what her involvement is. We kind of have questions about what she said, things that nobody put. They might have told you to say it, but tell us how far involved were you when you actually stated these things. When you said you sold your soul, when Katy Perry said she sold her soul, and she was a Christian musician by that time, she was busy sneaking in funny albums into her household because her parents would not allow her to do that. At least she would owe us an explanation if she came out claiming the things that Kanye is claiming right now. For example, Beyoncé was spotted in one of her songs, Formations, dismissing the entire thing about Illuminati and whatnot and all that kind of jazz. But then at the same time, she keeps constantly portraying as herself a certain way about the Bible. In a recent album, she speaks about using the Bible to remove menstrual blood thingy. That's a ritual she's talking about. Okay? And so if she came out and said they did things for her career or against her in her career, she will have to explain how far involved she was, because she has said that. She's the one who claims to be a Christian, goes to a certain church, even till presently, but she's openly claiming things like that, ritualistic things like that. And so when Kanye says that they sacrificed his money, he will have to tell us, how far did you know? Now remember, the music industry, when it comes to the subject of selling your soul, it has been a very big part of thingy, because Robert Johnson, who died very, very young, right after magically obtaining powers of playing the guitar like nobody could play, people that knew him by the time, like for instance Son House, who was very popular in the music scene, particularly in black folk music and stuff, and he came out and said that boy couldn't play for nothing. A year later, the guy comes back, plays the guitar like no man's business. So there's been signs, or we've had records of people in the entertainment industry obtaining powers and doing all kinds of things in order for them to put their careers ahead of time. For instance, Bob Dylan openly confessed.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
Bob Dylan came out of nowhere and just said, oh yeah, they did things to my career, blah, 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 blah. He will have to tell us how far involved he was, because he is the one that said that in the 60 Minutes interview. He's the one who said he had sold his soul. And he goes into detail and he describes the person he sold his soul to is one who is in this world and out of this world. You can't give us half-truths. Yes, go all the way. If you're going to tell us something, yeah, tell us what about that moment when you said that you hope that your feet don't fail you, and then later on you portray yourself as a person who's lost his feet later on. You'll have to explain how did you portray these images in your career, and then now all of a sudden they did it to you. You have to explain, give more detail, what's going on, how far involved, what did you know? When you said that line, I'll be gone to November, and then that happens. How far? It's a reality show. The Daily Christian Commentary videos. Yes, expose. But when you expose, also tell us your involvement. Don't just come here after half truths and what. Say the whole 9 yards.